Makeup Minions, I'm Kim Whitty from Whitty Artistry, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button below and the bell next to it so you don't miss any new videos. This is an extremely special video for Dia de los Muertos, sponsored by Exotico Tequila. They contacted me and they thought it would be super cool if we collaborated together to create a original Dia de los Muertos character that really captures the spirit of the holiday and what Exotico Tequila is all about. So, if you haven't heard of this tequila brand, it is one of my favorites because it's fruity, it's smooth, which is 100% blue agave tequila, which means it's super high quality, super smooth, and it comes in Blanco and Reposado, which is aged in white oak bourbon barrels for about 6 months, so that's how it gets its awesome color. And please drink responsibly. Let's get into the tutorial. I'm starting off this makeup with clean skin that is lotioned and primed using MAC Fix Plus, and I am putting my hair up in a bald cap because I will be wearing a beautiful wig from StarStyleWigs.com. Using a spoolie, I am brushing my eyebrow hairs upwards and outwards and smushing them down with some Elmer's washable glue stick. This will allow my paint to be able to glide over my eyebrows smoothly so I can very easily cover them up. Once the glue is dry, powder it with some setting powder. I'm just using Ben Nye's translucent powder. For this character, I drew out designs of the entire thing, both the head and the chest, and I have elements of the Exotico Tequila's logo incorporated into the face. But I made it a little bit more feminine, so I'm drawing the outline of the entire face and also the dress and the bones just with a Ben Nye eyebrow pencil. This is how I map out the shapes to color in later. I find that this step is incredibly helpful. I wanted the dress to have lots of ruffles, so I'm drawing in the edges of those, and short sleeves so I could do cool bone arms. Mix together some white, yellow, and brown body paint to create a bone color. You never want your bones to be stark white because they look super fake that way. Then I am just coloring in all of the bones. Fill in your face as well. So at the end of this is going to be a super cool illusion. I want the rest of my skin and flesh to just melt away into the background. So I am outlining the bones and filling in all that negative space with black. Time to make that pretty dress. With a mixture of yellow and orange, I am covering the entire dress in just a base coat of those colors. To trim yellow with a detail brush, and then I'm using a sponge just to stipple in orange all over the dress to add some texture. And then start shading the bones with a medium brown color. This is anywhere that the bones are casting a shadow onto other bones, or just the lower halves of all of the bones. Then I am highlighting the bones as well with a slightly lighter mid-tone color, so it's not too extreme. But now I'm making more of an extreme highlight by using a pure white body paint. Do this in selective areas where you really want the thing to pop. This is definitely the tops of your eyebrows and also the cheekbones and the tops of the nose and the forehead. With a light brown yellow color, I'm adding a little bit of contouring underneath the cheekbones and the edge of my jaw. So on to my favorite part, which is the face. I am starting off with the green designs going off of my makeup chart the entire time, and also making sure to look back at the Exotico's logo every now and again just to make sure I'm getting the colors right. Then with a yellow shadow from my BH Cosmetics 120 color eyeshadow palette, I am coating my entire lid in this bright, happy yellow color, and then adding in orange from my Jaclyn Hill palette. As a rule of thumb, I'm applying the darker colors in my outer corner and then using a fluffy brush to blend it all the way up to my brow bone and also feather it down underneath to my lower lid. The Exotico's logo has this beautiful magenta neon pink color, so I am creating the swirls on the cheeks and also on my jaw using a fine detail brush, and then making these beautiful flowers up on my forehead just with the same pink again. Add some diamondy dots down the center of your nose. Add a little baby blue swirl. Fill in the center of the flowers on your forehead and your chin also with blue. Add a little swirl to your cheek in green. And then I'll be highlighting the flowers on my forehead just with a lighter pink. Add in some yellow dots on the inner part of your nose and also onto the flowers. Something that was really challenging about this makeup was making it symmetrical, so take your time. It's really hard, but it's totally worth it. Recreate the same swirls on your cheekbones, And then I am putting designs, they're like diamondy blue designs that the logo has. They actually weren't in my original design that I drew, but I thought I would incorporate them. Also do some cute little tiny blue flowers on your chin, and then some yellow dots on the center and the sides of your chin, and on the cheeks. And your forehead. I thought these designs look a little bit too flat, so I am using some dark green just to contour and make some more dimension on the forehead and the chin. I incorporated into my design some of these cute little swirls, one that sort of resembles a heart, and then the other one's just dots. I wanted to make sure I wasn't detracting from the face, but I really wanted to incorporate the rest of the skeleton into the whole Dia de los Muertos theme. With an orange body paint, I'm going to be outlining the edges of all of my seams and ruffles and hems. This will be the basis for all of my shading. With that same orange, I'm creating the dips of this ruffles. So basically you draw a line stemming out from the inner hem, coming outward towards the edge of the ruffles, draw the line, and then blend it out with a wet brush. Since this is water-activated body paint, that is actually a really cool effect you can do. It just feathers out nicely. A super cool trick whenever you are creating fabric is to use a white cream makeup and put it on all of the areas you want to be highlighted on the fabric. Well, that in this case is going to be the tops or the peaks of the ruffles. Once it's on there, I am using a chisel brush just to blend it out a little bit and tap it out into the rest of the color that lays around it. Then with a wet brush, I am sort of smearing the orange body paint up onto the white peaks, and it creates this really awesome illusion that makes it look super realistic. With a wet brush, just dab out any harsh lines. Add a little bit of orange stipply texture to your dress. Then to add some serious dimension, I am using a red-orange and going in selective areas where the ruffles would cast the darkest shadow. This is in the deepest crevices of the ruffles and also the under edge of the ruffle fabric piece. Then blend it out. Then with a black body paint, very, very carefully outline your eye sockets. You have to be very careful for this step, and then also outline your nose and fill it in with black. For all of the shapes on my face, I am going to be outlining them in their darker color and then blending it out gently with a wet brush. I didn't want the shapes to look incredibly bold or super cartoony, but I did want them to have a more festive, artful appearance. How I am doing this is just using the color that the shapes are made in, but make it a little bit darker and then just go around the under part of the shape. It'll give it some dimension and it'll really make it pop. I'm giving a little bit of extra attention to these flowers on my forehead. I will be jumping around the face and making sure everything looks symmetrical and has its own little outline. Carefully outline your brow bone with black body paint. And then I'm adding some selective shading with really dark brown on the areas of the rib cage that I think would have the darkest shadow. This is definitely on the spine and underneath the collarbones. In your arms with black as well, totally forgot to do that earlier. I decided I wanted to blend the edges of the black body paint in my eye sockets just to add a little bit more dimension. So with a wet brush, that's just what I'm doing, and feathering it in towards the center. Feather out the edges of your brow bone as well. This just makes everything look a little bit more realistic. And blend out any other harsh lines. One of my favorite things to do is to use a gray eyeshadow to make something recede into space without completely disappearing. So with that gray eyeshadow, I'm covering the entire spine and selective areas of the rib cage. Add some on the bottoms of your cheekbones. So for this character, I had this photo shoot in mind, and I had to hold glasses or hold bottles, and I really wanted my hand to be painted. So I decided to paint my entire arm as if it was a skeleton. Anywhere you have black as well, you need to powder it just so it reduces the shine for photos. So I'm using a black eyeshadow to do that, and decided to add some eyeliner just to make the eyes extra pretty. With your favorite mascara, make those lashes big and luscious. I applied a lot to the upper eyelashes, and don't forget the lower lashes as well. Before I painted my hand, I decided to put my wig on. This is from Star Style Wigs. I braided it and put in some pink wool. Then just paint your hand and follow a reference image if you need to. This look would not be complete without a fresh flower, so I got a rose from the rose bush and put it in the braid. And then the final touch are the lips. I wanted them to match the dress and the eyes, and I didn't quite have a lipstick that matched, so I did use orange body paint, put a highlight on top of my lip, and then used white MAC lipstick to create an ombre effect on my lips. Then finish your lips with a yellow powder. And you are all done. Oh my gosh, guys, I love how this character turned out. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you like it, I would really appreciate it if you smashed that like button and also shared it with a friend. I love you guys so much. Hey, thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of this video. I love how this turned out. It's so pretty. And thank you so much, Exotico Tequila, for sponsoring this video. You guys are awesome. Please, if you're interested in some refreshing, high-quality tequila beverages, if you are over 21, please visit their link in the description below and check out their website. Huge thank you to my wonderful Patreon producers, Bradley Shear, John Huckaba, James Halderson, Dantastic, Benjamin Sorgatz, and Tyson Moore. You guys are wonderful, so thank you so much for supporting my dream, and thank you, Exotico, for doing this video with me. It's been a lot of fun. Have a wonderful fall, and happy Dia de los Muertos.